Hello and welcome to New Mama Meg. I'm Meg. It's nice to see you again. And first of all, we're in a different spot today. Thought I would switch it up a little bit. So we're just in our bedroom, and sorry about the blank wall. We're actually doing a little project this weekend to kind of spruce it up in here. So I'm really excited about that. I will be posting updates on my Instagram page, which I recently started to go along with my YouTube channel. So you can check it out at newmama_meg. I try to post as many stories as I can. I'll do posts every day, every other day, I don't know, whenever I can find the time. So if you haven't already, head over to Instagram and follow along at newmama_meg. Also, I normally put this at the end of the video, but I'm gonna try putting it up here this time and just see what happens. So if you've watched every video that I have posted, thank you so much. It means the world. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm so excited to have you, and I hope you like what you see. I do my best to post videos every week, and so far it's been pretty good. So if you want to follow along on these little adventures and stories and just listen to me babble away for 20 minutes at a time, be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you want to be notified when a new video comes out, you can hit the alert button. Looks like a little bell. And if you like what you're seeing, please be sure to like, comment, and share on the videos. If you know someone who might benefit from watching these videos, new moms or new parents perhaps, please feel free to share the videos with them. It would mean so much to me. My whole goal with starting this channel in the first place was to share real life experiences that I'm going through in the hopes of helping a new mom or a new family. And just know that you're not alone in going through all of these things you're gonna experience. So again, thank you so much for following, and let's get into today's video. So originally this video was gonna be called something like how I really feel about my postpartum body, or how I really feel about this new body of mine. I don't know, something along those lines. And as I was getting ready today, I actually saw something on Instagram that changed the focus of this video. So this is the graphic that I saw. It was posted by Maternal Mental Health in Utah, and so it kind of shifted how I was gonna present the information in this video. So originally I was gonna come on here and just tell you about how I'm feeling at 8 months postpartum. To be honest, I don't even know if 8 months is still part of the postpartum realm, but regardless, it's 8 months since I've given birth, and I was gonna tell you kind of how I'm feeling mentally, physically, and mostly focus on the way that my body looks and how I'm feeling about it. But once I saw this graphic, I thought, no, we need to shift this, and this is exactly why. So at the top, you can see, the title of this graphic is how we're told to measure postpartum recovery. So there's only two categories, which is losing the baby weight and getting doctor's sign off at 6 weeks. And this just proves that we're focusing on all of the wrong things. At the bottom of this picture, you can see that they've broken out into way more categories and things that are way more important to a healthy postpartum recovery that people aren't normally talking about. So the things at the bottom of this graphic, I just personally think that there is not enough attention and not enough focus being put onto these things. These are so much more important than how your body looks and how quickly you can bounce back to what you were before you had a baby. So I hope that in sharing where I'm at with all of these things will help you just feel more comfortable with where you are in your journey. Because I can definitely tell you, they're not all good, they're not all bad. Maybe you've recovered quickly, maybe you're still in the process of recovering, and I just wanna let you know that that is okay. And maybe that doesn't mean anything coming from me. Like, who am I? I'm just a random mom making these YouTube videos, but I hope that you'll find some comfort in knowing that people like me, people like you, we're all in the same boat, but we're all recovering at different paces, and that's totally fine. So the first one we're gonna talk about is this purple part of the pie, which is my physical body is healing, which often takes much longer than 6 weeks. So we all know that moms typically have a checkup appointment at 6 weeks postpartum. We wait for this appointment to get the all clear from our doctor. Usually they'll let you know if you are cleared to work out again, if everything is healing properly, if you need to shift your focus, and so many other things that the doctor goes through with you. So I love that in this picture, it's focusing on how your body is healing and not how your body looks. I know on all these social media sites, we see these pictures of women who snap back almost immediately after having their babies. And that definitely does happen for some moms, but at the same time, it doesn't happen for a lot of moms as well. Everybody is different, and honestly, you don't know how your body is going to react during pregnancy and after pregnancy as well. So it can be really challenging when you have your baby and it's taking a long time to get back to a place where you feel comfortable with this new body that you have. I can tell you that at 8 months postpartum, I am still really uncomfortable with this new body. I posted something on Instagram a little while ago asking, is it okay that I don't love my body? And the reason I asked this was because you see so many posts about, love my body, love the way it is, like regardless of how it looks, I love it, it's me, this is part of me, I love it, all of that. And I love that. I love the body positivity. I totally believe in it. I think it's amazing when women can hone in on that and really feel confident in the skin they're in. I am jealous of those women for sure, because I personally don't relate to that at this point. I am very comfortable with who I am as a person, but I've always been a little bit uncomfortable in my own skin. I've never been like a teeny tiny person, and so I've always been working to look different than I do look, and I hate that. I hate that feeling. I would love to just be comfortable with the way that I look, and I can genuinely say the only time I've ever felt like that was around my wedding. I was working out like way too much. I was working out probably 5 or 6 days a week. Sometimes it was 2 times a day. And obviously my eating was really clean. And so I felt amazing. And in that, it made me look my best. But the reality is that I don't have time to work out 6 days a week, twice a day anymore. And I also don't eat the healthiest. And that's a personal choice. I could eat healthier if I wanted to, but at this point, I just love food too much, so whatever. But aside from that very short period of time in my life, I have always been working to have a body that's different than the one that I have. After having Finn, I actually did lose the baby weight very quickly. I would say it was within a couple of weeks, and I'm not sharing that because I want to brag about it. I'm simply sharing that because I just want to be completely transparent about my experience. So during my pregnancy, I gained about 30 pounds. I was standing steady at 25 there, and then the last little while I gained about 5 more, but that's okay. I was totally fine with it. There are so many factors that go into your pregnancy weight gain. Just all the changes in your body alone amount to approximately, again, I'm not a doctor, but just a mom who's done some research, but they add up to about 30 pounds. And within that 30 pounds, this is what's included. There's the baby, your enlarging uterus, the placenta, the amniotic fluid, breast enlargement, extra blood and fluid volume, and then your extra fat reserves. So all of that added up contribute to that pregnancy weight gain. Once the baby comes out, obviously you lose the weight of the baby as soon as it comes out, and then there's a lot of fluid that comes out, and then gradually the rest of it starts to go down as well. So I lost most of my baby weight within the first couple of weeks. I still had about 5 pounds that hung around for probably about 6 months. But again, everyone is different, and I'm only sharing this with you because I'm trying to be as open about my journey as possible. So even though I had lost the baby weight, my body was definitely not the same. It was very different. It is very different than what I had before I was pregnant with Finn. Before I had Finn, I was fairly active. I wouldn't say like super active, but anyway, I worked out a couple times a week with a group at my work, and we had a trainer who would train us a couple times a week. So it was a lot more vigorous than if I was just doing something at home by myself. But then COVID started, and obviously we couldn't get together for these classes anymore, and we were at home, so I wasn't pushing myself to work out, let's be real. Plus I was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, so it just started to get harder to move myself around. Also, motivation went down a lot. So I think that's when my body started to change as well. Definitely lost some muscle tone, and then just with all the pregnancy stuff, everything was shifting around, and now I'm just left with basically a whole new body that I'm not used to seeing. It's very different than what I had before. And so related to that Instagram post that I asked, is it okay that I don't love my body? I know that there's so much more to people than the way they look. I am a huge believer in the fact that beauty comes from within. I don't believe that your size or your shape or anything like that determines your worth as a person. And when I say that I don't love my body, it's not to say that I'm not proud of my body. I'm not proud of everything that it did for me to grow this healthy little perfect little boy. But when I look in the mirror, I don't necessarily love what I see. Yes, there are a million things that I could be doing to change it, but at this point, I'm just not ready to. I'm just not pushing myself enough to make those changes. So I know I'll get there one day, but right now, my focus is not on that specifically. I'm too busy playing with Finn and having fun and enjoying food a little too much that I'm just not really ready to buckle down, and I'm okay with that. I'm giving myself a little bit of a break, and I hope that you will take some pressure off yourself as well if you're really pushing to get back to that pre-baby body. I just hope that you remember too that there's so much more to us as moms and the way that people see us aside from the way that our bodies look. So aside from all that, this part of the graphic also focuses on healing. So however your baby was delivered, there is going to be some type of healing involved. And as it says on the picture, that doesn't always take 6 weeks. I'm still healing. Maybe it's enough to say, yes, you can work out, or yes, you can do things that are a little bit more vigorous, but you just delivered a baby. and there's a lot that has to go on to deliver a baby. So give your body a break. I know you're probably excited about that 6-week checkup, and that is totally fine. It's something to kind of look forward to and to know that you are on the right track to healing, but don't push yourself too hard. Remind yourself that you just had a baby and let your body just chill for a little bit. You have the rest of your life to work out and to push it and do things that you want to do, but for now, just be. And that's okay. Key takeaways from all of that, I know I rambled on a lot, is that there is so much more to you as a person than the size and the way that your body looks. And I hope that you can be proud of your body however it looks and however you feel comfortable. And guess what? Your baby loves you no matter what. And is there really anything else that matters? I don't know. I don't think so. But with that said, you do what makes you happy, you do what makes you feel comfortable, but just be sure you're doing it for you and not for anybody else. Okay, turn on these lights. I feel like it looks like a little bit better because it was kind of dark, so sorry about that. But anyway, I'm learning still. Let's move on to the second piece of this pie here. So the next one is able to get enough restful sleep. You're not gonna get enough restful sleep. Let's be real, you're a new mom. It's not going to happen. Like, I don't even know if I should expand on that one because it's just, that's the reality. I'm sorry to tell you. For the first little while, you're waking up every 3 hours to feed your baby. That's inevitable. You have to do that. As they get a little older, they can sleep longer stretches, so you don't have to get up quite as often. But what I'm learning through my personal experience is that not every baby is gonna sleep through the night at 3 months old. It's just not gonna happen. Finn is 8 months old now and he's not sleeping through the night. We have good days and bad days. Sometimes he only wakes up once and I do get a little bit more restful sleep, but sometimes he wakes up 3 times. And the reality is that he's a baby. He's learning, I'm learning, we're all learning. So I have not gotten restful sleep in probably 2 years because when I was pregnant, I didn't get the most restful sleep either. But I'm at a point now where I just have kind of accepted that this is my reality. And I'm sure I'm gonna have some people on here saying, you don't have to accept this. You can change this, sleep train, do this, sign up for this course and do all these things. But we're doing what we can here. I swear I've read so many books and I've done all the research, and short of signing up for a very expensive course, we've tried it all. So I've come to accept that this is my reality. And that's okay. And I know you've heard this before. People will tell you, oh, we'll nap when the baby naps. But you will quickly learn that that is next to impossible as a new mom. It might be easier when they're younger. I would say 0 to 3 months when they sleep a lot throughout the day. You might be able to find more time to just get a little extra nap. Maybe it's half an hour here and there, but honestly, that would make a huge difference. But at the same time, you always feel like there's something to do. Maybe it's having a shower. Maybe it's tidying up. Maybe it's even just watching TV. Sometimes I would rather watch TV than sleep, even though I'm exhausted. It's just a way that I get to sit and enjoy myself for a couple of minutes by myself, or quietly at least. So yeah, there are days where I should definitely nap, but I don't, and that's totally on me. I highly encourage you that if you do find some time to throw a little nap in there, just do it. You need it, you deserve it. Just half an hour, put your head down. Don't worry, you'll have the monitor with you. The baby will wake you up, but it can make all the difference. Another thing is, don't stay up too late. Once your baby gets into a bedtime routine, they're probably gonna be going to bed anywhere between, 6 and 8 o'clock. Who knows, depending on your baby. So you are gonna have a couple hours where the baby's asleep and you could probably go to bed at 8 o'clock. Like, how good would that feel? That would be amazing. But if you're anything like me, you like to sit up and you like to watch TV for a while, or you work on your YouTube videos, or you plan out your Instagram. Like, there's 10 million things that you could be doing with that time. And so there are nights where I stay up until 12:30 because I get so lost in whatever work that I'm doing. And I know that it's the only uninterrupted time that I'm gonna have for the next little while. So I go hard after he goes to bed. I'm very busy from 7 o'clock until midnight, doing all the things that I would have loved to get done throughout the day, but it's just impossible when you have a little one. And plus, during the day, Finn and I are playing, we're going on walks, we're grocery shopping. Like, my focus is on Finn. It's not on all the work that I have to do. So after he goes to bed and I do have some extra time, that is when I really buckle down. So I work on my YouTube videos, work on my social stuff that I have to do, and I just try and get it all done so that I can focus on him throughout the day. What I should be doing though is setting some boundaries for myself and saying, hey, go to bed at 10 o'clock, go to bed at 11 o'clock even. Like, just having a little bit more sleep would be so good for me, but for whatever reason, I just can't bring myself to do it. So the other night I actually went to bed at, I think it was 9 o'clock. It's like Friday night, went to bed at 9 o'clock and it felt amazing. And I told myself, remember this feeling, go to sleep next time at 9 o'clock when you're tired. So hopefully I start to do that more often, because let me tell you, it felt good and I felt really good the next day. So I need to do that more. Okay, so the next piece is feel confident in feeding my baby formula or breastfeeding. I know that this is something that stresses people out to the max. You have this idea of how it's all gonna go in your mind, and sometimes it doesn't go like that. Most of the time, it does not go like that. It can be very stressful. It can be very taxing. It can just kind of consume you because there is so much outside pressure that you have to do these right things. You have to breastfeed your baby. Breastfed is best, blah, 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 like all this stuff. When the reality is, at the end of the day, as long as your baby is being fed an appropriate amount, whether it's breast milk or formula, who cares? So however you have to feed your baby, just do it. Don't worry about judgment from outside. There are going to be people that have something to say about it. It's just the reality. It's horrible. Like, who cares? And who are you to judge me for my choices or for my abilities? Just get out of here. Like, not everyone can breastfeed. Not everyone wants to breastfeed. You don't know. You don't know my story. You don't know their story. So I hope that this is something that you don't stress too much about. As long as our babies are happy and healthy, that is what's most important. And that's all I'm going to say about that one.
There's just so much to say about this, so head over to part 2 to see the rest.